Hello, welcome to Sunfire Designs. Today I am going to try to make a fairy flower in this beautiful, beautiful Cascade mold by Julia Pouring Your Heart Out. I'm gonna admit I've been struggling a little bit with it. I've had some pretty cool things come out of it, but not the traditional fairy flower. And so I think I'm pretty sure it's because I was struggling with the amount. This is a much, much larger mold than my other molds. And so it takes a lot more resin to fill it up. So after some talking with some of my friends, I got some help with the wonderful Ruth Ann with figuring out the proportions. So I'm gonna give it a try and see if that's what's been holding me up. By the way, I just used a lint roller to pick stuff out of here. You can take it out and use it if you need to get to spots that aren't flat, but it works really, really well. If I haven't mentioned it before, it gets rid of things, but it's not so sticky that it leaves a residue on your mold. And being that I have pets, I have pet hair everywhere, which you do know if you've been watching me for any amount of time. So I think I got that cleared up. All right, so I mixed up 200 mils of Art Pro resin. I made and I'm gonna do this one first here. I made an opaque white, which I'm gonna put in my piping bag right now. Get that out of the way. I'm hoping this works. I love my resin friends. They are so supportive and awesome. We help each other out, and I hope that I help them out too. They all help me out so much. All right, so got that one done and ready, and I'm gonna set that off to the side. I have a lime green. Why not, right? This is from Liquitex, and it is called Vivid Lime Green. Pretty straightforward. And then I have turquoise, which I made a little bit darker than I meant to, but we'll see what happens. That is Turquoise Deep by Liquitex. And then finally I have violet. You can see what I mean about the turquoise being kind of dark. This is Deep Violet by Liquitex. I have not added any black to anything because I figured I already probably overdid it in this one anyway. So I don't think I need to make any of them darker. And if you add black to this, it just turns it ugly. So, all right. And then the rest of it, what I did is I added just 1 drop of Cast & Craft. So it's barely white. It only looks white there. It's not really white if you look at it on a stick. All right. So I am going to I'm going to put these in puddles on here. I've kind of gotten out of the habit of making layers in a cup, and I just dump them now. And frankly, I like that better. It's a lot easier to do. So, and maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know. I'm going to start off by pouring in the green. Now, I knew before when I was doing it that the amounts were probably off, and I had increased them, but I didn't increase them enough. I needed to like 1.5 them. So almost double of what I had doing before. So there's that one. And then I'm gonna put in the turquoise on top of that. And I'm really hoping the magenta doesn't turn things poopy, literally poop colored. That would be bad. That would be very bad. That's why I did not put it directly next to the green. I think it's okay next to the turquoise, but I don't think that it would like the green or the green would like it. All right, so now I'm gonna put in the magenta. Hopefully this comes out cool. Even if the colors are ugly, which I hope they aren't, I'm hoping this will at least show me like, are my proportions, are the new proportions that Ruth Ann came up with, do they work for me also? Because sometimes things don't work for me that work for other people. And I know part of it is I don't have the same stuff as some people do. And part of it is where I live. It's just It's hot and dry, and so things cure differently here. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed for me. Okay, let me alcohol my hands real fast. Okay, now dry them off so I can use my torch and not let myself on fire. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna take the torch and just go through super fast to get some of those little bubbles out, and there more are gonna come up, but if I can just start off this way, I'll feel better. You know how I feel about bubbles. I don't like them, but they are part of life, so. All right. You can see my colors are mixing and doing things in there. Please stay pretty. Please stay pretty. All right, I'm gonna cut the tip of this off. Hopefully I didn't cut. I try not to cut off a lot because I don't want it to pour out. I want to be able to control it by squeezing. I don't know if I succeeded. Every time I just kind of eyeball it. All right, here we go. You can fast forward at any time because I'm sure this is something you've seen 1,000 times. Not just by me, but by other people, because this is kind of the craze right now. And it's a good craze. If you don't know how to do this, I recommend using resincourses.com. That is where the original course is from. And she gives recipes, colors, recommended resins, etc. I highly recommend it because just watching me and most other people, you're not going to be able to just pick it up. Believe me, I tried. But it's going to be worth more to you to take the course, to just pay for it, because you'll waste so much resin just trying to make it work that you would have been better off just paying for the course. And they aren't that expensive. And she does a really, really good job. So I definitely recommend the course. And then just practice. I did, mine don't always look exactly like how I picture they're gonna look. But most of the time, unless I have a total flop, most of the time I'm just being critical of myself, and they don't look ugly or anything. They're just not what I expected in my brain. I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. Everybody makes expectations for themselves about how they think something should work or something should happen. I gotta wind this up some more, guys. And then it's easy to be super critical on yourself when it doesn't happen that way. But just remember, resin's a process, and you're not going to get perfection all the time. And I have to remind myself of that too, because I'm very, very hypocritical of myself. And I wish I could stop being that way. It's really hard. You don't see you're doing it until you take a step back and look back at yourself, I guess. That's a little bit too more as deep as I'm going to get tonight. Yeah. All right, so I'm getting to the end here. It's funny, when you mix with the acrylic inks, I always get like this little mixture in the middle where the colors kind of come together but don't mix. You can see like the magenta right there. I don't know if that happens to anybody else. Maybe it's just my acrylic inks. All right, so now I'm gonna go around the outside and I'm gonna add some more dots in between. I made my dots pretty big, at least around the outside. I'm not gonna do every single spot, but I'm gonna try to do a lot of them. Just places where it looks like I need an extra dot. Like if it's too close together, obviously I'm not gonna do it because I don't wanna overcrowd where the dots are. And then I'm gonna go around about here and do another row. And I probably won't be able to keep it the same distance apart. I'm really bad at that. I'm going around and I think I'm doing great, and then all of a sudden I look and I've like migrated out as I went, and then I end up not being in the same place. And in some of these parts, the dots are closer together, and so it's harder to fit one in. Look at that. Well, I did go out that way, but I don't think I did it too badly. Okay, and now just a couple here and there, anywhere where it looks like I need another one. Let's see, maybe there, 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 couple there. Yeah, if I let myself, I would just keep putting dots in until every bit of this was gone. But I'm trying to not flood my mold with white. Okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does it look all right? I am running low on my white. I could squeeze more out of it, I promise you. I'm trying to be better about doing that. Okay. All right, I'm stopping because otherwise I'm just gonna keep going and make a mess. All right, so now I am gonna dump this in. Now I know that this is gonna fit in this mold, but I might end up pulling back a little bit early only because I have overflowed before and it was awful. It was a giant mess and it ruined everything that I did, and I don't want that to happen. So I tend to err on the side of caution. Plus I do want to add a center to the middle, so I want to make sure that I leave myself enough room for that. But I am going to dump it in, and I'm probably going to use most of this, if not all. I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on it. I usually put 180 in this. This is 200 mils. So here we go. Dump right in the middle. All right, I did most of it, and maybe I didn't dump it as fast as I could have, but it's closing in really nice. It's closing up really nice. I was just so petrified that I'm going to overflow it that I tend to kind of just be a little cautious, which I probably shouldn't have, because I hope I didn't mess it up. All right, so I'm going to go torch it. I'm gonna put it on a little bit of a time lapse. Actually, I'm getting ready to go to bed, but I'll put it on a short time lapse because I'm gonna have to come and add my center and decide if I want to suck some out of the center or if I just want to leave it as it is. So if I do suck it out, what I'll do is I'll take a syringe like this. This one's still good, yeah. And I just stick it in the middle and suck it inward, and it just brings everything to the center. And it takes out some of that white in the middle. So, yeah. So that's what that's about. So, time lapse or not. Doesn't seem to be moving very much anymore now that it got its first move on. I'll put it on for about 10 minutes because then I'm going to go to bed. All right. So I will see you when it's time to unmold. Bye. Okay, it's time to see if Ruth's recipe came through for us. I did suck out about 15 mils in the middle to kind of help it close. Hopefully it closed on the other side. All right, here we go. Oh, please, please, fingers crossed, please, please. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. This is probably the best I mean, I've had one other that's just been like this, but this is, wow. I can't even say. I kind of like that it's dark around here. It's that dark, it's the magenta. It just kind of stayed there and got dark. Because otherwise you can't really see that it's there at all. Oh, shit. Oh, pardon my language. Holy cow. Wow. I'm so excited to take pictures of it when the sun comes up. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for being here. I appreciate it. You joining me on this journey, and I will see you next time.